welcome to minute 38. We're so close to 40. We're so close. um, it's so hard talking for this long now, I feel like. Just because I think I'm noticing now, at least for the past few months, every other video is I'm struggling and then I'm okay and I'll be okay. And then I'm struggling and then I'm okay. I'm getting really tired of the pattern of that. But I know it'll work out. I'm just going through something. I'm going through a lot of different things all at once, mentally, and that's okay. But yeah, I think like I'm like ready to be done with these, but I also know that the ones that we have left, it's gonna fly by really fast, even though at the moment it doesn't feel like that. I'm like, oh, I have to do another one, but I know by the end I'm gonna be like, whoa, we've done it. And I can't even imagine what talking for 52 minutes is gonna be like. What do you mean? It's gonna be weird. Yeah, but I just watched the minute 12 video, and I was talking about my allergy to cats. I had a little hive on my finger, which took a really long time to go away, like a really long time. Like I could still see the mark of where it was on my finger. I'm not sure what that was and what the issue was there. Yeah, and then what else did I talk? Oh, I talked a lot about. Oh, there was something before the other thing that's in my head. I don't remember. Oh, yes. In the video I was talking about how I was feeling sad. I had been feeling sad but I'm coming back on the upswing, and talking about allowing myself to like work on sitting with my feelings and not just being like, yeah, those are the feelings, and then like not feeling them. And like that's something I've worked really hard on, that I'm still working really hard on. I think there's just new things that come up that I am still working on, being like, okay, this is here, let's deal with it and sit with it and learn how to sit in the discomfort of it. Especially this week, I've been feeling that a lot. So I'm back on that, like being mindful of being like, let's just sit in it and it's okay. So it's been feeling really positive and good. But it's a weird process. It's like, yeah, it's just that desire to like not sit in that discomfort, but it is good to sit in the discomfort. It's like it builds a resilience. It just is it better on your body, because I think the hard part is like hanging on to it. There's such a grip in my body that happens where it's like it is hard to do anything because I'm hanging on to it. Whereas when I allow myself to feel it, even though it's not the best feeling in the world, there's still something that eases in my body. So I'm trying to like encourage that more. I'm trying to like be my own cheerleader and be like, yeah, it's okay. Like we're sad, we're upset about this thing. Just let it out, and then we'll be good after that. And so trying to like just develop that habit a bit more. And it can be tiring. Life is throwing a lot at me right now, but it's all good. And I know that like it's all building towards something great. It's just hard and tiring, and there's like a desire to keep pushing and moving, and I realized I need to like sit in it. And that's hard, and just like give myself a break and stop trying to push forward and be like, just like, I'm doing a lot, I'm going through a lot, we can sit in that. We don't have to like try to move past it. There's no timeline for that. So yeah, just kind of sitting with that. Like tied to that, I realized I was like, oh, like even like while recording these, when I was like, I felt like I was losing my mind before I had moved, just from like being like isolated and just like being in a house all day. I think when I moved, I realized what I was trying to do. Like a lot of my impatience that I've been feeling has been trying to like put as much time from that experience, because it was just not fun. It wasn't a fun experience. it was really hard to like deal with mentally and emotionally, and I've realized that impatience was like, I just want to like move past that and go away with it. And I'm like, oh, actually, no, I need to like actually sit and realize how hard that was and like sit with that and be like, yes, that was hard. And like, it makes sense why I want to move away from that and put distance from that. But I need to sit and like just acknowledge that and just be like, yeah, that was hard. And like, just acknowledge that. I think there's like part of like my past self in that moment is just like, what happened, what was going on? And it needs that recognition and acknowledgement, which I see. And it, yeah, so that's kind of been helping with my impatience and my desire to like avoid and just keep moving forward. So trying to sit with that, and that's been like coming in waves. Yeah, but I think it's nice. There's a nice sign of like having these realizations, and then my first instinct is like giving myself grace and being like, yeah, that was really hard, and like I can see that, and like being able to empathize with myself, I guess, in a way, just to, like, give myself that like acknowledgement of like, yeah, that was rough. I think it's just something the part of me needed and needs, and I'm grateful that like that's my first instinct, is to be like, yes, that is hard. And to give myself that, which is nice. That's really good. So yeah, just that's one of the things I'm sitting with. And then yeah, the next part of the video I was talking about clothing, my fashion. That was like autumn era, which I feel like I actually really nailed. I mean, like, yeah, those long, I was talking about the long sleeves I've gotten just long sleeves to like add layers to, which I think really helped me be comfortable, warm, and also like feel stylish and expressing myself, which is really nice. Now I want to continue that. I think winter I did okay with as well. I just think like the trousers I have, I want more options, warmer options for the winter. I'm not sure yet. Just trying to figure that out. I feel like summer I'm good on. Summer's good. I think autumn I feel like I'm pretty good on now too. I think there's like a different style of jeans I want. I've got one pair of jeans that are comfortable, because I think my first thing was like, I need jeans that are comfortable, that don't like ride up my crotch all the time when I walk. That, I can't stand that. So I've got a pair that does that, but it's not in a style I really like or that fits me with the other clothes I'm wearing with it. And so I'm trying to find like, I think just like, I want to find like the baggier, looser jeans, but I don't know what that looks like on my body. So it's like trying those out and seeing what that looks like and how I feel in them. So yeah, that is still a journey. I think from where I was there, like I am putting in more effort into what I wear for the most part. I think I do slip a little bit, especially when I'm like at home and not leaving the house. I don't really try too much, but I still am like, there's more effort that I'm putting in than I was before, which is nice. And there's more of a care of how I look, but not in like a panicked, insecure way, just more of a like, I want to feel good about how I look for me. Like I want to like look and be like, that's exciting, I'm exciting, and be excited by how I look. And I think I do a pretty good job at that, but I think now I'm at a place where I want to like explore. Like I've been doing a little bit of makeup sometimes when I go out, which is so new for me. That's not something I ever do. And like exploring that and just like playing around is what I'm trying to open myself up to right now, is like doing what feels good. That's my priority. Do what feels good, making sure I feel good in what I'm doing, wearing, and then like putting an effort, having a little bit of care, and playing around and having fun with it as well, and exploring and pushing boundaries and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a slower thing I'm working on, but it's like happening in the background. It's fun. Yeah, and it's like hard because I think like as I like get new interests and start to hyperfixate on things, I feel like my vibe changes, and then that changes how I want to present and what I wear. So it's like figuring that out and be like, what does that look like? But we'll get there. I really do think like there's a lot of progress being made, and also it's not that big a deal to me, so it's fine. but just something I was thinking about then, and it's been on my mind frequently as well. Yeah, what else did I talk about after that? I went on to talk about, I think that's when I started talking about the Interview with the Vampire, the TV series, which I still think about frequently. It's so good. Like, I think I'll probably rewatch it during Halloween because it was such a good show. Like, I'm still like, oh, my heart. It was so good and so well done. It'll be fun to watch it again. Yeah, it was so good. Yes. And then I talk about, and then I said Halloween was coming up, so I was gonna watch Practical Magic and Jennifer's Body, which I'm sure I'll talk about probably in the next video. But those are really good. I was getting really confused because I thought last week I'd watched it about Jennifer's Body, but I think I just realized I watched the Interview with the Vampire film. That's the film I'd watched before. Oh, my timelines are getting confused. But yes, and I saw the Practical Magic 2 trailer, which looks really cool, and that's exciting. I'm excited to see that. I'm happy that I watched the first one finally, and now I can enjoy the second one soon, close to when I just watched the first one. So that'd be nice. My nose is itchy. Yes, and then I talked about I was filming a music video, and my first Dragon Age deep dive video was coming out that week, during the week of the 12 minutes, which is really cool to look back on. Because these are the videos now where I start hitting my stride creatively, so I'm really excited to see the next handful of videos. Because like this is where I am like locked in and like find my path at that time, which is really nice, and I'm trying to do that again, so it's nice. It's nice to watch this. I think that'll be really helpful. Yeah, I'm still really proud of that first music video I made, because that was me playing 4 different characters and telling a story through a music video, which like I haven't fully done in the other ones since, and that's something I want to go back to and not recreate, but like implement more of, and we'll get there. This weekend I'm hoping to put more effort into making the song for my next video for Dragon Age Origins, and then hopefully plan out the next music video, which will probably be pretty big. I'm hoping. We'll see. I have to like explore a bunch of parks nearby and find good filming spots, so I might do that this weekend as well, since we've got a long weekend, which I'm grateful for. I'm so grateful for. So that'd be really nice to do that. I'm not sure there's anything else I talked about in my 12 minutes. It is when I started talking about how I need to have like sections of things to talk about as the videos get longer, which I never did outside of reflecting on the 6 months prior video, which is funny, but I know like from here on out I mention that in every single video, which is really silly. But yeah, it's a good video. I think that was a nice one. Like I feel like I'm in a similar, I feel like I'm in like a similar headspace at that time, almost, of like what I'm emotionally maybe it's different. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel like externally my life is like good. I'm feeling settled, and I'm doing what I want to do. Like I've got plans, I'm socializing, it's been really nice. But there's just a lot internally happening, and I'm just trusting it's all good. It's my friend put it, like a metamorphosis is what's happening, which I think that's a great word for it. I feel like I'm going through like another puberty. Like there's just a lot going on in my head. A lot to deal with, just a lot going on, and it's all just a lot to handle. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin, because I've been going through like different topics in my head for the past week. I think I'm trying to think back to this. What happened? I did call in, I had a sick day this week because my throat has been sore. I could feel a cold coming, and I just needed a day to like just like not push my body and just not push myself, which I really needed. It was really great. And like I was able to, I'd like, there's, when I'm sick, there's a tea that I always have that like really helps me. I didn't have any of that tea, so I got to like, I took that day to like go to the store, get that tea, have that tea, which was really nice. And then like I just like sat and watched K-pop Demon Hunters and crocheted and drew. I was drawing again, which is really nice. It was a really nice day of like just resting and following my whims, which is what I needed. It was really, really nice and reassuring. And I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what my videos are so long now that I don't remember what I've talked about in the last videos. I'm trying to decide how much I want to share. But I wanted to share the drawing that I made. It just has a lot of like context and background information. But recently, I think I've been feeling, as I'm settling in, and like again, this is just me stressing myself out and like not giving myself a break. But like I think I've been feeling this like lack, there's a missing intimacy that I'm missing, that has been hard for me to place what that is, because I've been seeing friends regularly. I reach out to them. I'm in contact with people and I have those relationships, but there's something else I'm like missing internally. It's like a feeling where I'm like, I don't know, just something, and my mind associates it with like romantic relationships, but like it's not necessarily that, and I'm like consciously aware of that, but there's a yearning of something. and and that I think has been such a big roadblock to my creativity, because I'm like, something is missing, and it's not, I'm not able to focus on my creative expression when I feel this like yearning and emptiness. There's like a hole. I guess is the only way to describe it in the most dramatic way. And I had a nice little, was it in the middle of the night? I think it was like the night that I was feeling sick. I just had this nice little epiphany of like, well, because I've been feeling like my journey with like the artist's way helped me develop this mindset of like me working with the universe to create. It's a collaborative thing with the universe. The universe wants us to be creative people. Like that's why this whole world exists, because it was created, and I feel like that's what we're like meant to do. And I've been trying to like reestablish that relationship with the universe, and like find that feeling where I feel like, yes, it's us as a team doing this thing, or I feel like inspired in this way. And in the middle of my sick delirium and being half asleep, I like had this imagery of like the hole I'm feeling. What if the universe fills that? This, because like I'm missing that relationship. Let's like, what does that feel like if I imagine the universe coming in energetically to fill that, whatever that space is that I feel. And the image of that for me, just like it happened so strongly and quickly, where I was like, oh, that's what it is. That's the thing I'm missing, is when I'm feeling that empty hole, yearning, whatever, something's missing, lack of intimacy, I can picture this universe and the energy just kind of coming in and bringing in that support and that lift, which is really nice. And part of this was inspired by like a chat with my therapist when I was talking about intimacy and all this stuff, and there was a suggestion of like looking at where you can find intimacy in other things, like plants, things in nature, and like just like objects, items, different things. And that kind of spurred on this idea of like with the energy itself, or the universe itself, which is cool. And I've kind of just been like sitting with that the past few days, which has been really helpful, because I think I start to feel really heavy and like isolated. And when I picture like the universe coming in, rooting, because I don't know, I think there's like an energetic force, I call it the universe, and in my head, while I've been like trying to figure out years ago, like what my pillars of belief are that like are strong. I think one of the pillars is that like the universe is rooting for us. Like it just wants us to be happy and like do what like do good things. Um, and so like having that imagery of like a support from that energy is really nice. And yeah, it fills that thing that I feel like is missing, which is good. That's positive. Um, yeah. And so with that, so the image I've had of that is like to get in like a image description, because I imagine the way I describe my feelings and what I'm experiencing is a lot through images. And so the way I pictured this while like feeling it was like there's like a hole in the middle of my spine, like in my back, like a big hole that the universe can just like rush into and like wrap around my ribs basically is what it feels like. And so, and there's a lot of, over the past like year, probably 2 years, I've had a lot of imagery of like these different big feelings and things, and they all take place on my back. So like I think I have, like, I think the reason I'm sharing this is I think I have previously talked about, if not if not, I'm really outing myself here, and that's okay. This is where my brain goes. We're just gonna dive in. So let's start with, I definitely have talked about this. These like images of dragons that I have that are like these images of support for myself that come from within me, which I've had. So I've talked about, I've allegedly talked about a compassion dragon and a justice dragon is what I call him. There was a time where I felt like I was working with my therapist to work on self-compassion because that was really lacking. It's weird to think about now because like that's not something I lack anymore. Well, I guess maybe I am still working on it, but like the idea of self-compassion feels very like familiar to me now. But it came through this image of like this just like big dragon that is like just wraps around me and like is there to like make you feel warm and supported and like just like held. And so I have the image of that dragon, and that image of that dragon like sits on my back left shoulder. And she just kind of chills there, and I call her the compassion dragon. And then there was another, years ago I had this image. I am certified in Reiki, and I was doing, was this level 1? No, I was doing level 2 Reiki certification, and during the process I had this image of like this massive fucking dragon in my head, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, this just like awakened something in me, and I don't know who that is or what that is, but like that image has sat with me for a long time. And then there were just like times with my therapist talking about what is it? I don't even know how to speak on the Justice Dragon because it's so complex, but it's like the main thing about the Justice Dragon is that he comes up to protect, but he can come up in a way that's very like anger. It's like anger and defensiveness, which like I don't necessarily project or portray much, but it's a feeling that comes up inside, and it tends to come, sometimes it's like maybe not directed at me, but there's just like this like big large feeling that's coming from a place of protection and wanting to guard something, whatever it is. And I've kind of been able to pair that feeling, that need, to that image. It's almost like it's like holding myself. It's like the boundary setter dragon. It's like I have boundaries that I need to uphold, and so I think, yeah, there's like this like main thing of like a boundary's about to be crossed and you have to protect it for yourself, and also we're not going to let that person cross that boundary, kind of thing. So that dragon is my justice dragon, which is like justice for myself and the protection of my integrity. And just like life. I think it applies to others too, but these are more like for my own internal living system, I guess. But he lives on my right shoulder as well. So I've got my two dragons on both shoulders. And then there was a few months back, I don't know what, I generally don't remember when this happened. It may have been when I was in my creative stride, but like I feel like my compassion and justice dragon, I don't know if they had a baby, but we've got a baby dragon in me now too, and that's the hope dragon. I think that was when I was in my creative stride and like able to like visualize my future in a way I haven't been able to in a long time. And I was like, oh, there's like an excitement, and it's almost like it's connected to my child artist, and like the ability to hope and believe and like know that there's more that we can just go for. And that's my little hope dragon, which hangs out on like the back of my rib cage on my right. She's just chilling. And then the final image I have on my back is this like golden rod. And I'm still trying to work out this golden rod. It's basically like it's like a grounding spot. It's an anchor of like when I'm pursuing things authentically and it's like right, which I don't like saying like right and wrong, but like when it's like really authentic and I'm really connected to it, there's like a golden rod I can feel that's like glowing, you know? So like, and it's kind of where I check in with like alignment. That's what it is. When I'm aligned in like my choices and myself, I can feel this golden rod in my spine being like, yes, this is the thing. So outside of all of that, or inside all that, on Tuesday when I decided to draw, I had the thought of like, I was just thinking about this image, and the image of the hole in my back with the universe, and I was like, I have so many images of my back and they're all such important lessons for me and like messages that I hang on to that I'm trying to remember and juggle. And I was like, maybe I just draw it so that I have like a reference point as like a reminder. So I drew it, and that's what I wanted to share. So yeah, I drew it. We've got this rod here, which is in the middle. So this is my back, which I drew like slight outlines on. We have this big circle, which is where the universe can enter me. And then this rod, which is where my spine is as well. And then we've got my little compassion dragon all curled up, and my justice dragon all spread out, and then my little hope dragon just like looking around. And this is what I drew, and I did it with pencil, and then I got like cheap charcoal pencils that have the different weights to them, which I've never used, and I wanted to play around with that, so I experimented that with this. So I've got a lot of like smudges everywhere from it. But it was fun to like play around, and it's been really nice to just kind of look at this and be like, as like a little reminder of what, like the things I've learned and like things to like anchor into. So that's been really positive. Yeah, that was a long one. That was a long ramble. But I'm really proud of that drawing too. Like I feel like I look at it and I'm like, that looks pretty good. Like, what? Who is she? So that's really cool. And I've just kind of been like, I like keep looking at that and being like, that feels good. It felt good to do. And nice to like translate an image I had in my head and make that. And like I used reference images for the dragons because I don't know how to draw a dragon. So I did like just use references to kind of emulate what those are. But it was nice to be like, I have this idea, let's put it on the page. And it actually worked out, which was really great. Yeah. So that's been good, and we've got a long weekend ahead, which I'm looking forward to. I've gotten this idea to do, because I'm still thinking about music and making music, and I've gotten this idea, I think, to do a concert on my Twitch. I think that would be really fun. Like, I want to do my open mics and stuff, but I'm finding that, like, my ability to go do them, I'm not really prioritizing, like, I need to go do this, because when the open mic takes place, I'm streaming already, and I'm kind of prioritizing the streaming, at least for the next few months. But I was like, why don't I just, a nice way to, like, practice is to do it on stream. And it's a motivator to build my book and, like, share my music, make more music, and share it with others in a comfortable setting, or I can just do it online and then share my stuff. And yeah, so I've got that idea, which I'm hoping to do in the summer. I just gotta build the songs that I want to do and see what that's gonna look like. But I think that'd be really, really fun. So that's a nice idea. I've got cooking, and we started playing the game Dispatch last week, and we finished it. I didn't realize how quick of a game it was, which made me sad, but it was such a good game. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice, like, it was like watching a TV show, and then you just make choices. Oh, it was so good. Really, really loved it. It was so fun. And now we're playing a game called This Bed We Made, where it's like a mystery in the 1950s in this hotel, and you play a maid and you clean rooms and, like, are uncovering certain mysteries, and it's really cool. Really enjoying that, and it's gay too, which I'm enjoying. So that's really fun. And I'm planning to do a crafting stream on Monday, which I'm also so excited for, just because I've been waiting for the desire to craft again, like with clay, because, like, it's not fun when you're forcing it, and, like, the past few months I've been trying to force it and find the creativity, and I think I've finally been able to, like, unlock. I have the desire to make it. Like, I'm like, I know the things I want to make. There's, like, I want to make a little tree stump holder for my chopsticks and my straws just so I can, like, grab them and they're not scattered with my other utensils. And then I want to make my next Etsy project, which is this it's a dice stand coaster, so you can put your mug or glass on the coaster and your dice kind of are scattered around it. I think that'd be really nice to do. So making those, and I also want to make a little I don't know what they're called, but, like, the little chopstick, like, props, like, where you can, like, a placeholder where you can, like, place your chopsticks on them so they're kind of lifted. I want to make some of those too. So yeah, it feels really motivating to do that. I'm excited to do that, and it'd be nice to stream it just to hang out with people while I do and do something different. So that's what I've got planned this week, which is really nice. And then checking out parks, and I think there's, like, some regular admin stuff I have to do this week that I might put off another week. We'll see. But it's, yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I have a feeling this weekend will be what I need, and I'll feel a lot better after this weekend, I think. I just need more time. Need more time to breathe, like, outside of work. Yeah, I think my therapist kind of pointed out that I've been adjusting to this new working pattern than I had before, and I didn't realize how much of an adjustment it would feel like. But it makes sense, and so just trying to, like, be like, okay, like, it's okay, it's all good. I just needed time to adjust, and I think we're there. It's just figuring out how to do everything I want to do, you know? It's hard, but we're getting there. Yeah, just being patient, which is really hard, because it's like, I know, it's like cognitively, consciously, I know where I want to be, but when that motivation internally isn't there, it's trying to figure out when when is it that I need to push and be like, just do it, and I'll like lock in after that and feel really good and glad I did that? Or when am I forcing it and it's not good and like it doesn't have the same result and it puts up more of a block and a barrier, you know? So just trying to work out that stuff. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Oh, just like, yeah. So it's hard. It's frustrating because I think a lot of it is just time and sitting in it. But it's hard to find that balance because I'm like, but I want to be doing things, but what is that? But I'm starting to get more of those little like pushes of like, hey, let's do this thing and let's do this thing. And it's been nice to follow those and trust those. And that's been really nice. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. And just the weather's getting nicer too. And I'm really enjoying that. And I want to make sure this summer I'm like going out and enjoying things. So like it'll probably be hard to balance that with like everything I want to do, because if there's things I want to do that involve me being on the computer or just at home, I'll have to find that balance. But I think prioritizing being outside, being around people and socializing, doing fun things, that's the priority for the summer. Because we've got winter to stay all holed up in my place, you know? So that's okay. I did book a class for a K-pop beginners dance course, which I'm so excited for. That's not happening until September, which is like so hard to wait, but I'm really excited. I've already booked it, so that feels good. So I'm thinking that this summer to kind of work on music production, which is something that's been on my mind too. And so I either need to find an affordable class, which I may or may not find, or at least start finding like resources online that I can use to at least help where I'm at now, you know? And then we could take a class later on. But just to start, do something I think would be really nice. And I have finally begun my journey in learning Korean. So far, I've learned 6 simple vowels. And I've been working this week just to like memorize them and like get my mouth to work with the sounds, because I struggle with English, so it's fun and it's like nice to like do this. It's a good challenge and it really excites me and it feels good. Like I can like read Korean and I can like spot the vowels that I know, and I know what these sounds are, which is really exciting. And there's so much more to learn. There's so much more, and I know I'll hit those walls, but like right now it feels really exciting and really fun. So yeah, we'll just see how much more I progress. But we've made it to the end of 38 minutes. We freaking did it. I hope you have a nice week. I'll see you next week for minute 39. Woohoo!